Well, the Panthers win another one. Wait, no, not the Panthers. The Cowboys win another. The Panthers aren't winning anything. Hi, folks. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the D-Bell Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Bell. We're going to talk about the Cowboys versus Panthers game. Let's see. Normally I would do this live, but I think this was better. And plus my webcam is being weird. I have to figure it out. So yeah, let's get into it. First off, Cooper Rush. A few stats: 18 out of 29, 214 yards and 3 touchdowns. No interceptions. Very nice. Which is great. I think Cooper is really figuring it out. He does not want to tank, okay? He's not on a contract for next year. He doesn't want to tank. He wants his contract renewed. He wants another $5-6 million. You know, he wants to keep fighting. This Cowboys team is not tanking, okay? Everyone says, "Oh, the Cowboys should tank." Well, it's not up to you. It's not up to the to the owner. It's not up to the coach. It's just not up to you. We're not tanking, and we don't tank. You know, we've had some injuries, so we're not just gonna tank. We don't do that. Obviously, we've had some injuries. We've had some injuries that have affected our gameplay and our overall strategy for these games. It's been a very up and down season. Obviously, we lost Dak, but we haven't had D-Law since week 4. Micah was out for a month before the Eagles game. Brandon Cooks just came back a few weeks ago. Marvin Overshown, unfortunately, just went on IR after having a good season. We lost Sam Williams also before the season, and Deron Bland, we lost him. We lost him for a while. He got hurt before the season even started. So yeah, it's been very up and down. This game, for the running game, Rico Dowdle, third game in a row, having 100 yards rushing or more. So that's great. 149 yards on 25 carries. That's an average of 6 yards a carry. That's great. Zeke had 30 yards. Turpin rushed twice for 27 yards. I mean, that's good. It really takes the pressure off the QB. And remember that Cooper threw it 55 times against the Houston Texans. Insane. We definitely need a running game, and we've had it the last 3 weeks. CeeDee Lamb had 116 yards and a touchdown. Brandon Cooks, 34 yards. Okay. Ferguson, 23. And Brooks and Tolbert both had a touchdown. That's great. That's what I like to see. Now, defense. 6 sacks, including 2 from Micah. That's really good. Chauncey Golston got a sack. Carl Lawson got a sack. That's excellent. That's amazing. That's our backups getting out. On the Panthers side, Bryce Young, 19 out of 28 for 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. He was doing well the past few weeks, but they had no running game whatsoever. On the receiving side, Jalen Coker really emerging as the guy. You know, he's doing well. 110 yards and a touchdown. Adam Thielen had 51 yards, Leggett 7. Jatavion Sanders, go UT, 0 yards though. I mean, he's good, but I don't know, man. 1 sack from J.C. Horn. So it's great that we had such a good game, but man, the Panthers defense is rated 31 out of 32. They've allowed 286.2 yards per game. They need a lot of defensive help in the draft, guys. They need edge rusher, cornerback, linebacker, and their offense is also rated 31 out of 32, 288.9 yards in total yards per game. That's not great. So the Panthers, they lose some close ones against the Chiefs, Bucks, and Eagles. So people are saying, oh, they're doing well. Bryce Young, benched for a while, coming back, doing a lot better. So they have been doing well, better in the first half of the season for sure. But still losses, of course, but very close against the Chiefs. I mean, that's great. Very close. This could be just an example, though, of us beating up on a bad team. So it's a good sign that Rico Dowdle is doing so well. That's good. He did well against the Giants, Bengals, and now the Panthers, getting more than 100 yards. In the beginning, he was struggling to break 30, 40 yards, that whole thing. And Zeke wasn't doing well, so our running game was really non-existent. Only way to evaluate it, he's a backup. He's a strong backup. We still needed an RB1 in the draft, preferably Ashton Gianti, Dylan Sampson, somebody to help carry the workload as an RB1. But, he's doing what he's supposed to be doing against bad teams, which is good, but he's still not a starter. But, we can still evaluate further with our last 3 games against the Bucks, Eagles, and Washington Commanders. So I am glad he's doing well, but, we're pretty much in an evaluation period for some of these players, including our backups if we even want them next year. So it's good that some of these guys are getting some playing time, but, we're just... People are out there with clipboards and pens, just jotting down notes for the offseason already. But I'm very glad that Cooper Rush is playing better. He's not throwing that many picks. 10 touchdowns so far to 3 interceptions. Since he's been the starter, 9 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. He did 1 touchdown and 1 pick in games where Dak was still the starter. He went down in the Falcons game, so Cooper Rush had to go in for that one too. Fumbles were the most concerning. He did have a fumble against the Panthers, but I feel like it is getting better. He hadn't started a game since 2022, so I feel like he's getting things more under control. It's really shaky those first 2 games, and that's why people said, oh, I guess we're tanking. Oh gosh, put in Trey Lance. Who cares? The season is lost. We're not making the playoffs. Less than 1% chance according to NFL.com, whatever. But Cooper Rush, the season isn't lost. By any means. He still wants to win. He still wants to ball out. But all in all, good game for the Cowboys. Cooper Rush is getting better. And they should have won this game. So good job. Good job. You should have won against the Panthers, and it wasn't close. 30-14. Panthers got a touchdown, I think, in the last quarter. But we're evaluating Cooper Rush. He has gotten better. Maybe we can extend him. We extended Dak, so maybe give him some familiarity with Cooper Rush as a backup. He started several games in the past few years now. 2022. No, I don't think he's starting games in 23, but certainly started several games this year. And, if we want to start Trey Lance for the final game, we have a couple weeks to make that determination. Right now, Rico Dowdle is a backup. Injuries throughout the year have really plagued the Cowboys. And Panthers needed a lot of help in the draft and beyond. So we really were beating up on a bad team. Really looking at this game through the lens of progression in terms of Cooper Rush, Rico Dowdle, which can help us as we look into the 2025 season. Unfortunately, we're already looking into that since Dak went down. So, just a fact of life, unfortunately. I am looking forward to the Bucks, Eagles, and Commanders games. Of course, I'm a Cowboys fan. Look at my flag. Look at my jersey. Look at my little cup. I'm a Cowboys fan. I love the Cowboys. I'm not going to give up on them. But, of course, there is some looking forward as of now, even though the season is not done. But, we can do what we can to end the season strong. Draft picks, who cares about that? They're going to fluctuate, go up and down, whatever. But, we can actually still get a winning season, too, with 3 more wins. Oh, which is crazy to think about. We have 6 wins, so we can get 9. But Bucks, Eagles, Commanders, that's going to be pretty rough. But yeah, it's going to be evaluation city from now on, and we'll see what happens. Cooper Rush still has a good record as a starter, winning record. He wants to ball out, and I know some of these players and some of the backups who have had to step up. They want to play their best game in the last few weeks as well. They're being constantly evaluated. And I'm definitely sure that they want to come back and play for the Dallas Cowboys. So they just have to prove themselves. Everyone has to prove themselves. Tank or no, we're not tanking. We're going to see what we can do for the next few games. So while it was great to beat up on the Panthers, a bad team, rated 31 out of 32 for offense and defense, we did what we should have done. But now we have to look toward the future. So, yeah, very excited. Of course I'm excited. It's football. I'm always excited about football. Bucks, Eagles, Commanders. Let's take them on. Let's win all the games. Why not? Let's get a winning season. Let's do that for Cooper. I know he's trying to do that for us. But anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening. Thank you all my Patreon members. Get the fan, Cowboys fans. Might as well. Cooper Rush is not too bad. He's not a bad quarterback. I know he wants to win, so I'll be watching these next few games. It's gonna be fun. And of course, go Cowboys.